straight line like this. One behind the other. Come in front, the shorter child. Why have you gone at the back? Only faces come through. Child, you take a step back. You take a step back. Take a step back. Yeah, you are taller. Now you still go back.
आगे निकल गए क्या?
हेलो, नमस्ते, बताइए। किस पे?
पहले फोटो खींचेगी।
इसी के ऊपर लगा लेंगे।
हो गया लाइन पास
जो भी स्टूडेंट्स एवं अतिथिगण इस शो में जिन्हें सीट नहीं मिली है उनके लिए दोबारा शो का संचालन किया जाएगा।
This one we got it on a, this was provided.
One of the nebula was actually confirmed by the film authorities.
Students, please maintain silence.
We start by positive. Sure.
Students, training classes का विशेष ध्यान रखिए। क्लासेस को किसी भी प्रकार की हानि नहीं होनी चाहिए।
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा। भारत माता की
पेशियों का क्षरण और सूक्ष्म जीवों पर शोध शामिल थे। ग्रुप कैप्टन श्री शुभांशु शुक्ला ने अंतरिक्ष में लगभग 18 दिन व्यतीत किए, जिसमें नक्षत्रशाला का संक्षिप्त परिचय देते हुए चंद्रयान पर टीजर दिखाया। श्री सुमित कुमार श्रीवास्तव।
Before we begin today's 3D Planetarium show, I would like to briefly introduce the Indira Gandhi Planetarium and the Uttar Pradesh Amateur Astronomers Club run by the Indira Gandhi Planetarium, Lucknow. The Indira Gandhi Planetarium, Lucknow has been operational for students and astronomy enthusiasts only with 4 students and 1 professor of University of Lucknow. Today it has more than 1,500 active members.
विभाग के निर्देशन में चल रहा है। आप सभी को इंदिरा गांधी नक्षत्रशाला के बारे में एक और फैक्ट बताना है। इंदिरा गांधी नक्षत्रशाला की जो बिल्डिंग आप देख रहे हैं, ये वर्ल्ड की यूनिक बिल्डिंग है जो सैटर्न की शेप में विद्यार्थियों के साथ अपना अनुभव साझा करे। Please welcome Group Captain Shri Shubhanshu Shukla ji with a huge round of applause. आप लोगों की तालियां थमनी नहीं चाहिए स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज।
Upgraded this planetarium, I think this is fully world class, and what you are getting to see here, I can tell you that I felt I was transported back to the International Space Station. This is exactly how it feels when you are in space. So you all saw all the various planets. Let me ask an open question and I want to take a vote. Like, which is the one that you want to go? Where do you want to go? Mars? My experience when I was going to the space, I will just share that quickly, so that you get an idea of how it feels like. I had an image in my mind when I was traveling up to space that it would feel like this or it would feel like that, but the minute the 9 rocket engines of Falcon 9 they ignited, whatever idea I had was just completely went out of the window. It was so powerful that every bone in your body starts shaking when you're going up in that rocket. And then it keeps going faster and faster, higher and higher, till the time it puts you in the orbit. You go from 0 kilometers per hour to 28,500 in less than 9 minutes. And that's the acceleration that your body feels. And suddenly when that engine cuts off, it's absolute silence. You're just floating in the gravity, or in the lack of gravity actually. On the space station, when I was there, I did a lot of activities and performed experiments. But how it was that I had to learn to be very small child. Learning to walk, learning to eat, learning to sleep, everything was different. Learning to go to bathroom is also a very big challenge. Sleeping is also very fun in space. You can sleep anywhere. You sleep on the bed, here on the ground. You can also sleep on the ceiling there, on the wall there, wherever you want. You can sleep. It's not fixed. You can go anywhere and sleep anywhere, but you just have to tie yourself with something. Otherwise, you'll sleep at one place and you'll be found at somewhere else in the morning. We used to play around with food. With my crewmates, we would stand at distance apart and we would throw something, and then they would wait and catch that piece of food in their mouth by floating around all these cubicles. And more than that, while I was there for these 18 days, I did a lot of experiments that were prepared by our researchers from India. They were prepared here, and I carried them with me and performed them successfully. All of them, all the objectives were achieved. Doing experiments is also very challenging, because when we, as simple as that, you keep it here, this will stay here. But in space, it will, keep floating, and if you don't pay attention, after some time it will go somewhere, and then you will never find it. The smallest thing that we lost was gems, M&M, and the biggest thing that we lost was a laptop. So things float away and you don't find them, they just go. But it was very unique experience to perform these experiments in space and see how they were enabled. Very ingenious methods of having Velcro or tape behind, so that anything you open, you fix it, you put it, because you cannot leave anything loose. And having done that, when it was time to go back, we prepared again, we got back into a capsule, and then we were coming back for the re-entry. During that, since your body, let me just talk about how the body changes, because that would be very interesting. So when you go for the first time in microgravity, the body has never known this environment. It feels very weird, it feels very different. All the blood in your legs, it starts coming up, it moves up in your body. And your head, it becomes bigger. My head was almost twice the size for the initial few days. And then gradually this fluid loss happens. Your heart starts beating slowly, because on Earth, your heart has to pump blood to your brain against the gravity. And when the gravity is not there, then it is pumping a lot of blood, so it has to slow down so that it is not excessive. You are also not exercising muscles. You don't realize that you are sitting on this chair, you are walking, you are always under the force or stress of gravity, which is absent in microgravity. So you don't exercise your muscles at all, so you start losing muscles. In the 20 days that I stayed up in space, I lost 5 kgs of weight, out of which 4 kgs was muscle loss. So these are all the changes that happen that your body goes through, but within 4 to 5 days you become normal. Your body learns how to behave in that particular environment. So when you come back, it is a readjustment to gravity. Even though you have lived here all your life, you have known this environment, but your body kind of forgets, the mind forgets of how it was to live in gravity. So I remember, and I've been flying most of my life, and I'm used to the G-loads that we experience in aircraft as well. We have experienced G's up to 8 or 9 as well. But this time when we were coming back, and as you're coming into the atmosphere, the capsule starts slowing down due to friction, and the G-load starts building up. So from micro, you start building up the G-loads, and I remember very distinctly, and I was trying to raise my neck to look at the fire that will, because of the friction, the fire that comes around the capsule, and I felt very heavy. And I said, we are under a lot of G's right now. And I looked at the display, and we were at 0.3 G. So the body just doesn't know how much it feels. Like, it feels so heavy. These glasses would have felt so heavy to me that time, because I was holding the phone that we hold. When I came back, I was holding the phone, and my hand literally just went like this, because you forget of how much effort it takes. I was feeling quite okay, quite well when I landed or splashed down, thought I'll be able to walk. But I took my first step and I was falling down. Then I took my second step, I was falling down. I did not, like I had to relearn how to walk again because the body had forgotten how to walk. So I think this rewiring that happens in your brain because of the new environment that you were used to, and you come back to this, again, back to the environment that you have been living for almost 40 years of your life. So this was very unique to me of how quickly the body changes or body adapts. And we learn these new environments and understand what are the changes that are happening. Now my mission has been done. I was there for 20 days. I've been training since 2020 for the space flight and specifically for this mission for 1 year. I've gone to space and I've come back. But what an experience it has been after coming back to India. Like the excitement and the josh that you kids are showing for space, I can't tell you how happy I am to see this. The excitement that is there today in our country because somebody has traveled to space from India after 41 years. I want to see a day when this excitement just goes out of the window. Nobody cares because every day somebody is going to space from India. Every day somebody is flying to space and we are permanently banning space and you kids are flying there, doing science and experiments and this entire ecosystem develops here. And I want to see that day as a reality. We already have great plans to go to space. You must be knowing. Gaganyaan is going to happen, then Bharati Antariksh Station, our own space station we are planning to build and then eventually land on the moon. And today I heard a beautiful song at CMS which was about Mars, how Mars is not far away at all, like we need to go there and we need to be there. So I think this excitement, we need to keep it up, but it is all of you who are going to be there in the space station and on moon one day. So don't let this excitement die and be, like I say, I write a sign every time in my autograph that I do, dream big and stay curious. Okay? Thank you so much kids. I am just so excited to be here. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Students, if you want to ask any question, you may ask.
नहीं मैं एस्ट्रोनॉट नहीं बनना चाहता था क्योंकि मुझसे पहले विंग कमांडर राकेश शर्मा 1984 में अंतरिक्ष गए थे। मैं तब था भी नहीं, मैं 1985 में मेरा जन्म हुआ। तो मैंने उसके बाद उनकी स्टोरी सुनी और ऑब्वियसली मैं बहुत इंस्पायर्ड था, लेकिन हमारे वहाँ पे कोई स्पेस प्रोग्राम नहीं था। इंडिया के पास ह्यूमन स्पेस प्रोग्राम तो था लेकिन ह्यूमन स्पेस प्रोग्राम नहीं था। तो कभी ये इच्छा जागृति की हुई मन में कि हाँ एस्ट्रोनॉट बन सकते हैं, पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं थी। अगर एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना था तो शायद आप अमेरिका जाइए, नासा में काम करिए और फिर वहाँ से एस्ट्रोनॉट बन के फ्लाई करिए। लेकिन इस बार अलग है। इस बार जब अभी मैं गया हूँ और अगर आप लोग बनना चाहते हैं और सोच रहे हैं इस चीज़ के बारे में तो पॉसिबिलिटी भी है, मौका भी है और सारी कंडीशंस एकदम सेट हैं और हमारा पूरा ह्यूमन स्पेस प्रोग्राम बढ़ रहा है और हम वहाँ पहुँचेंगे तो आप लोगों के पास तो बिल्कुल मौका है। जैसा कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने भी बोला है कि हमें चाहिए 40 से 50 एस्ट्रोनॉट और उनको सपोर्ट करने के लिए एक और भी बहुत बड़ी टीम चाहिए। तो मुझे लगता है कि बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज है हमारे पास। थैंक यू।
और कोई?
Sir, what was the most tedious task that you did in the space?
Most
Tiring.
I think initial few days are very tiring, which was very surprising for me because I was not expecting it to be. What happens is when you get to space, so your body is undergoing a lot of changes and you are supposed to be performing the science that you have carried with you. That doesn't stop because the biological samples that you take, they have to be preserved. The work has to start immediately. So even though you're not feeling good, you are having headaches, you are having nausea, you have to work on that. We also have a timetable in space like you have. And there is a time that is moving as a current line and you have to chase that time and you have to complete your activities. So the first few days are very challenging. But specifically whenever I was working on the experiment of stem cells myogenesis, that was challenging because you had to be in one place for in the same position for about 4 hours at a stretch. So that was, I would say that would be most challenging for me. Yeah.
big. And so second, my question is, what was the roadmap that led you to this much big idea and being astronaut and going to space?
Okay, I don't have a single path or single answer to you of how you will get where you want to be, not just an astronaut or whatever you want to do. I think there are multiple ways in which success can be achieved, but one thing that I truly believe is that, which is a non-negotiable trait that you need to have, is the ability to persevere or not give up. You will face success, you will face failures, you will be feeling good sometimes, you will not be feeling good sometimes, but you have to show up every day. You have to do the work, you have to do the mundane to be where you want to be. So this right now that you see that I'm gone and I've been an astronaut and I've come back and we are all celebrating this, but there have been so many years and so many days wherein I have also questioned, what am I doing this, or felt like giving up, or being too tired. But in spite of that, you have to come up, you have to do the work. So I think perseverance and showing up every day and not giving up is a trait that you need to have, other than dreaming big and staying curious. That is for everything or anything that you want to do, you have to be at it. You should never give up. And the second thing that you asked was? Like I said, any opportunity that comes your way, first thing, do that. Second thing, any new opportunity comes, do not start evaluating it in your mind, sitting in the sofa in your house. Okay, whether it will work, whether it will not work, whether it will be good or whether it will be bad, you don't know. Nobody knows. Say yes. So this is what my mantra has been. Anything that new that has come in my life, I've always said yes to the opportunity. Sometimes it has turned out good, sometimes it has not turned out good. But I think that is what has brought me where I am right now. So keep saying yes. My role model, a lot of people actually. With different situations, different people are your role model. For spaceflight, my commander, with whom I have traveled, Peggy Whitson, she is an American astronaut who is the most experienced American astronaut. She has spent 700 days in space. And so she is my role model because I've learned a lot from her. Even Commander Rakesh Sharma, because I've understood of what he went through when he went for this mission. But in life, there are different role models for different situations. So choose your role model for what you want to do for various places. You want to study, choose someone who is very good at that. You want to be something else, choose somebody from there. And at different times, you will have different role models. Thank you.
Sir, my name is Anshika, and as we all know that you have also been a student of CMS, so you can relate to this question more than any of us could. Like most of us want to pursue space as our careers now. So what subject choices should we make?
I think I cannot perceive CMS more than you. We can perceive the same because you are also studying there right now. And to pursue space, like we are having this, a drive that we are trying to create.
I mean to ask what subjects shall we choose which will help us in future?
I understood. I'm just answering that. So I'm saying that what we are trying to do is create a drive, not just about STEM, but STEAM. And all of these disciplines are required for where we want to go. You can choose, science, you can choose technology, engineering, mathematics, or arts as well. The possibilities are endless in the sense, what I'm trying to tell you here is, let's say arts. I will take that example in particular because that is not very well understood. Our eventual aim is we want to go to moon and set up a base there, or have a moon base. And I've been working in the past for 3 or 4 years with students from National Institute of Design, which are art students. And they are the ones creating these unique designs of how we will set up a moon base, eventually in the future, which is a space application. And it was not imagined some time back. We did not have this. So choose anything. There are different paths. Choose what you like and choose what you really enjoy studying. I think space has the possibility of absorbing any kind of discipline within itself. The possibilities are endless. So you can be a part of this entire mission by choosing whichever subject you want. But just have the drive that eventually you want to land up there. Thank you.
Yeah, Atal.
My name is Deswal. I am student of University of Lucknow. I want to ask one question. What was your daily routine there, sir, and how to survive there?
daily routine, like I said, I also had a timetable like you. Same, you get up in the morning, look, or maybe the previous day, check your diary, what is to be done the next day, and then wake up, prepare. Most of it is doing scientific experiments, so it is your time is divided. The minimum unit of your time is 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes is accounted for, so you can club these 5 minutes to make bigger if the activity is bigger, and then you place these chunks, and then you perform those activities based on that. From morning 8 to evening 6 or 7, or it depended, every day it varied, but almost 10 to 12 hours of work day we had every day while we were upon stage. And thereafter was free time, and then night was obviously for sleep. So it is busy, but it is also very exciting to be there, and I really enjoyed working and looking at the views from the space station. Thank you. Thank you for your question. I think you can very well become an astronaut. Like I said, somebody asked this. Keep saying yes. Have that path in your mind that eventually that is where you want to go. But to be very precise or specific to your question, you will have to eat well. You will have to keep fit. You will have to study hard. You will have to be very disciplined. Wake up early in the morning. Go to bed in time. And all these things which are very boring, your life will become very boring if you want to become an astronaut. I did the basic ideology behind the research that was prepared from here, and what I carried with me was that we wanted to explore things for future long duration missions, space missions. So all the experiments were designed keeping this in mind, and it was all prepared from here, from India. And it ranged from stem cell research to prevent muscle degeneration, then microalgae growth, and even growing moong dal and methi in space. So, like the Honorable CM was saying, that I have become a farmer in space, going to the space and becoming a farmer. And this is in extension to your question. So see the possibilities. Somebody from agricultural science is also having potential applications in space. So I think this is endless, and you can choose anything you want. You will get to be a part of this entire journey. Thank you.
Now with this, we will proceed towards prize distribution. First prizes are from CMS. First prize, poetry, Pari Santosh Kumar. First prize in Astrobot, Shashwat Srivastav. First prize in Astrobot is also shared by Pratyush Soni. First prize in Astrobot is also shared by Shivi Mittal. First prize in slogan competition, Zainab Khan. Now prizes for students from Atal Awasi Vidyalaya.
Zainab?
Class 9C. Zainab. Now Atal Awasi Vidyalaya से रोहिणी, class 9C.
Principal है आज.
Principal sir, Atal Awasi Vidyalaya, please. Bubbly, class 9A. Parul, class 8A. Arushi, class 9A. Arushi, class 8A. मुस्कान 2 क्लास 8B, कीर्ति क्लास 10D, यश वर्मा क्लास 8B, आरुषि क्लास 8A। सभी विद्यार्थियों के लिए जोरदार तालियां।
अच्छा उधर
अब मैं प्रमुख सचिव विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी विभाग श्री पंडारी यादव सर से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि ग्रुप कैप्टन श्री शुभांशु शुक्ला जी का स्मृति चिन्ह से सम्मान करें। विशेष सचिव विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी विभाग श्री शीलधर सिंह यादव सर से अनुरोध है कि वे श्री केसी भट्टाचार्य सर का मोमेंटो से स्वागत करें, मोमेंटो से सम्मान करें। श्री केसी भट्टाचार्य सर इज एक्स डायरेक्टर नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्पेस एप्लीकेशन सेंटर इसरो। सर प्लीज वेलकम।
इधर से इधर
श्री केसी भट्टाचार्य सर से अनुरोध है कि वे ग्रुप कैप्टन श्री शुभांशु शुक्ला को सप्रेम भेंट प्रदान करें। स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज गिव अ ह्यूज राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज।
The designer of this year's century will just become now Gagan Jan. So we're very happy that we'll be using that.
इसी के साथ कार्यक्रम के समापन एवं धन्यवाद ज्ञापन हेतु प्रभारी नक्षत्रशाला विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी विभाग उत्तर
प्रदेश बच्चों का अनाउंस कर दो इधर से। बच्चे इधर वाले जिस गेट से आए थे उसी गेट से वापस जाएंगे। जिस गेट से आए थे उसी गेट से।
स्टूडेंट्स आप लोग जिस एग्जिट से आए थे वहीं से अभी वापस जाएंगे।
शुभांशु शुक्ला के साक्षात्कार के बाद बच्चों का उत्साह अति उत्साह में तब्दील हो गया।
पिक्चर निकल जाते हैं
All of you, say smile, say Jai Jagat.
है।